Ha! It's recording now. It didn't for a second. Welcome to the Woolly Anecdotes podcast, where I talk about my knitting and once in a while crochet. I have not done a podcast in a long time. I think mostly because it just makes me nervous to start. I don't know why, because no one's gonna watch it, and I can just pretend that I'm talking to a friend. Whatever. You can find me on Instagram, and no, just Instagram is Woolly Anecdotes. There's a blog under the name of Woolly Anecdotes, and on Ravelry I am Hortensia. I do a pretty good job, I think, of putting my projects up there. I don't always do photos, but I have a 2-year-old, so I'm gonna blame that. Okay, so please excuse the mess that is my home. This is the spot that has the best light. Everywhere else is just dark and yellow and bleh. So I'm gonna start with finished objects. And the most obvious one is this, my moss on the old oak. I think I was almost done with it with the last project or podcast, and this time I am completely done. It's huge. Okay, I'm gonna stand up so you can see it better. It's so big. So big. And it's cozy. I was wearing my Scania shawl every day, but then I finished this, and now most days, if I'm cold, this is what I go to. Yeah, this is coffee. Side note, how I do my coffee, like, I do 1/8 of a cup of grounds, and I don't measure the water, I just count when I'm filling up the pot, to 11, so that's not helpful for anyone because your water pressure is probably different than mine. And sometimes I add like a little bit of pumpkin spice that I found a recipe for on Pinterest, and when it's made I add Torani chocolate sauce. It's really good. I love it. Okay. So this I knit on size US 8 needles. It is the mulberry wine colorway and comfy worsted from this crafter that. What else do I want to say about it? I think I already talked about the Russian joins. I used exactly 5 skeins for this, which means I have 1 skein left, and that is one of the skeins that is all, that got chewed up by bugs, so it's all in little pieces, so I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Probably a hat, maybe some mittens or something. I don't know. And when I finished it, Tory was like, "Can you make one for me?" And then he went online and found yarn that he wanted. So at some point, I'm gonna make him one. This is the yarn that he wants it in. He likes very colorful things. Oh, here, maybe this can be better. I'm not gonna open it. Yeah, he likes super colorful things like peacocks, for example. Yeah, so I wrote notes, so if I keep glancing down, sorry. Let's see. Yeah. That's all I wanted to say for this. And, okay, I've gotten a lot of knitting done in the last 2.5 months. It's kind of crazy. I finished a pair of socks for Tory. It took about a month, almost to the day. This is, oh, I have it up on my iPad. No, I can't find my iPad. Haha, there it is. I pulled up all my projects on here so that I wouldn't have to get a bunch of tags out, write a lot of stuff. So this is Cascade Heritage, I think. It's the sock recipe that I came up with for him. This is the second sock I've done, and he says they fit perfectly, like the second sock like that. Oh, it logged me out. Of course it did. Please excuse me while I try to log into this. Okay. So for his, I use 2.5mm needles, and I cast on 72 stitches. Then I do, I think it's 18 rows of 2x2 rib. Let's see, it's 18 or 20. For my socks I do 20. Nope, not that. Not that either. Cheezo Pete's. See, this is how many things I have to talk about that I can't even find the one I want. Maybe I didn't open it. Haha, I did. Okay, so I just call them his gray and navy socks on here. Yes, 18 rows, 2x2 rib. Then I knit 6.5 from the cast on to the heel flap, 6.5 inches. And I do 18 repeats for the heel flap. I pick up about 20 stitches on each side. I knit the foot to 7 3/4 inches. Then I decrease every other row until 32 stitches are left, and then I Kitchener it closed. And he says they fit perfectly, so that's what I'm going to keep doing for him. Yeah. So those are those. Yep. Cascade Yarns Heritage Prints. The colorway was 36 Dallas. Random colorway name, but okay. He loves them. And then the other sock that I have finished is my Christmas 2020 socks, but they're going to end up being 2021 socks because we were going to do matching Christmas socks for all of us this year instead of pajamas. So I bought two sock sets from this Craft or That. I have the tag. They're in here. I'll tell you why in a minute. Oh, here it is. Let's see. Okay. I thought I was prepared. Apparently not. It's in the Treasure Dust Fingering Base. 75 superwash extra fine merino, 15% nylon, 10% stellene. It's a lot. It's so sparkly. I can never get it to pick up on camera. You can kind of see it. It's super sparkly and I love it. And the colorway is Pine in the Snow. So, okay, I finished mine. I used all of the 20-gram mini plus a little of Tory's because he's not going to do heels, toes, and cuffs. He wants just heels and toes, so he's like, you can use some of mine. And it was just a couple rows. For mine, I do 20 rows of the 2x2 rib. And I was playing around with how many repeats for the heel flap. Cause I've tried 18 before and I felt like it was a little too much, so I tried 16 and I felt that was a little too tight, so I'm going with 17. So I did 17 repeats and then a square heel turn, which I really like the square heel turn. It's really simple and quick. And then I think it's a wedge toe, which and I So I switched to the contrasting color and then just knit 2 rows. And then decrease every other round until there's 32 stitches, and then decrease every round until there's 8. So it ends up looking like that. I think it's a wedge toe, I don't think it's rounded. Yeah, but when I do all, like, even though I do a 68 stitch cast on, so I guess it's, I don't know. I use up the entire 20 grams plus a little extra. And I don't know how, because I have tiny feet. I'm wondering if it's because my tension is tight, maybe? It's very uniform, I'm proud of that. Anyway, so these are going to end up being Christmas 2021 socks, because Tory was going to knit his own. But it was taking him a long time. So I'll show you. This is about how far he got. And I thought because he started knitting again, because he stopped for a couple of years. And he was like, oh, I want to try it again, because I had started knitting a ton. And so he was working on this shawl, and I looked at it and I was like, oh, I think your tension's tight. I think you should cast on this. I think I told him 72 stitches, but to do it on a 2.25. So then he got a little ways in, and I was looking at it, and I was like, oh shoot, your tension is actually tight. And he tried it on, because I switched it to magic. Oh, he dropped a stitch, okay. Oh jeez, sorry. So I switched it to magic loop for him so he could try it on. It was a little tight. He was like, just the next sock I'll use the larger needles so that fits better, because he didn't want to undo it. And it was taking him a long time. And then he discovered cross stitch, and he loves cross stitch. Like, he loves it. Whereas I read and knit during work, if I have downtime, he'll cross stitch. What was I saying? So he kind of like just stopped doing this. He was like, yeah, you're probably gonna have to finish it for me. But I've been working on my advent calendar projects, which I'll show in a minute. So this isn't gonna get done by Christmas, obviously, because today is December 22nd? Yeah, December 22nd. Yeah, so they're not getting done. So I figure after I finish my advent stuff, I can start on his socks, because I'm craving a sock where I can just go run and run and run, because everything I'm doing right now is not like that. Yes. So, and then I was going to do socks for Remy, but the thing is, I hate DPNs, and I don't have any, because I hate them. So that means for projects that are knit in the round that have a small circumference cast on, whatever you want to call it, I can't use my 9-inch circular needles because they're too long. Since Remy is like 2.5, his feet aren't going to, what am I trying to say? Like, the amount of stitches I need to cast on for a pair of socks for him would not work with the 9-inch needles. And I've tried several times to cast on and work, like, doing magic loop, and I can't do it. I hate it. It's always loose on one end, and I'm worried I twisted it. It just drives me nuts. If I, like, change in the middle of something to magic loop, totally fine. Doesn't matter. If I try to start a project with magic loop, I can't do it. I've tried like 3 or 4 times. Different projects, mittens, gloves. It doesn't work. I can't do it. So I figure, and then I was gonna like cast it on in the round and just do a ribbed sock, so it would like hug his foot even if it were a little too big. I don't remember why I stopped doing that. I think I got into other projects. So yeah, it's gonna have to be for next year, which will be fine because next year his feet will be bigger. So I don't think it'll be a big deal to knit them on 9-inch circulars. I'll still do, I'll still do the ribbed all the way down the sock. I think I'm gonna do a tube sock because if I put a heel in and his feet grow like 3 inches, I don't think that would happen, but if it did, they wouldn't fit him next year. So, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, so that's that. So, next year we'll have matching socks. Anyway. Let's see, do I have any other finished objects? I have 2, but I can't find one, and the other one Remy is wearing. So, for Christmas I was gonna knit him a matching hat and mittens, which I did. The mittens are too big, but he wears them anyway. I think they're too big, and the thumb is too small, which is frustrating. And I'm considering, because I knit these mittens and the hat in less than a weekend. So, like, mittens are a really quick knit. Want to find the picture. Okay, that's the hat. Not that. Here we go. If it shows. Okay. So these are the mittens. Oh boy. I think the thumb is too small. I think it's too small. Too short. Too short. Yeah. What size did I knit? Oh, I don't know. I didn't put it in here. Anyway. Yeah, so, okay, in the pattern for the thumb gusset, it says, add 1 stitch any way you like. So, I was like, okay. I was like, the thumb gusset is gonna go like this. So, I'm gonna do a make one right so that it goes that way, and then I'll knit the things, and when I get to that spot, I'll do a make one left. And I thought it worked really well. I think it looks good. But yeah, I don't like how they fit him. They're too big, the thumb is too short, and I have a ton left, so I might just make him new ones. And the hat I did is the Sugar Maple hat by Katie Mack. So I measured its head. It's about 20 inches in the round, and I measured my gauge from the mittens. I was like, okay, like this hat says cast on so many stitches. That's what his head is. It'll be fine. So I cast on that amount of stitches, and I knit in the round for however long, and then started the decreases. When I finished the hat, it was too big around, despite supposedly my gauge being correct, and it wasn't long enough. So it barely covers his ears, and it's a mess, and I might rip it out and redo it, like I did with Tory's hat. So there's that. Yeah, so it's really pretty yarn. It is, what is it? It is the Tidewater colorway on the Squishy DK base of WeeChickadeeWoolCo. It's really pretty. I bought 2 skeins of it a really long time ago. I knit a super simple cowl? Maybe? That's what it's called? I don't know. with it. Yeah. Random, but okay. Continuing on. I think that is it for my finished objects. And now, on to whips. I don't know which one I want to do first. I have 4. I think I'll do my Advent ones first. So I got the ElderflowerStitches Advent calendar. It's all really pretty. I got like the whole thing. So it was 20 gram minis, 24 20 gram minis, 1 full skein of yarn, a lot of little things, and the bag. Okay, I don't know what she does, but her yarn smells amazing because it came with this candle, which smells so good. It smells so good. So I don't know, but it's in a tin can, so I don't know if the smell would have seeped out, but all the yarn smells, it smells so good. Anyway, and, jeez, sorry. This is the bag. There we go, that's better. It's a drawstring, it's round. Really like it. It's the first drawstring project bag I've gotten, and so far I really like it. It's got a ton of little pockets on the inside. Different sizes, so one's like perfect for holding patterns, and another one's good for pins, and another one's perfect for a notions pouch, which also came with the bag. Or the calendar. There we go. I've got a little snap, and the other things it came with were some stitch markers and progress keepers on this ring. It's a little bird. It took me too long to realize that this was a bird. And then a star. If I can get it. Nope, that's still wrong. Okay. Anyway, and then some itty bitty stitch markers that are adorable. So, and the packaging is gorgeous. Sorry, I'm like all over the place. This is what it looks like. It's got it's awkward. Sorry. Okay. It's got a little sticker with the date on it. It's really pretty. What was I gonna say? I don't know. Anyway, so what I've been doing is, when I wind, I open it, and then when I'm ready, I wind up the mini skein and measure it. Weigh it. Oh boy. Okay. So then I write how much it weighs on the tag, and then when I finish my 2 projects, I weigh it again so that I know how much I have left. So far it's been taking about 15 grams for both projects, which is really fun. The dyer, I think her name's Suzie Petals. Suzie Petal. Released a pattern to that she specifically designed for the yarn. It's all lace. It's really pretty. So, ooh. I recently started using these. I don't remember what they're called. Needle stoppers. I don't know. Because I don't want the needles to get stuck in the other project and mess it up. So, it's like, the pattern is my kind of Christmas shawl. So, it's 3 different types of lace and then eyelet row between each color. So this is the Christmas trees. section. This is the icicles section, and this is the snowflake section. So the first snowflake section repeat I did, I totally messed up. I don't know how. I had the right instructions. I don't know what I did, but I messed up. So, and I was like, I know this is wrong. I just know it. So the second section, because it goes A, B, C, C, B, A, B, etc. So the second section of the snowflake one, I was very careful, and I did not mess it up. So, let me see, I just finished this section yesterday. Okay. There. Yeah. I finished color 10 today. I was doing so well up through day 6, I think. I was getting everything done that day. And then I started reading books again. Because I had, like, stopped. I was like, oh, I'm gonna knit. I was like, oh, I really want to read. So I started reading again. And got very far behind on these, as you can see from all of the colors in there. So yeah. And I realized after I did the first color or two, I was like, oh my gosh, I have enough yarn to do a Land of Sweets cowl as well, which is what I did last year with my advent calendar, and it took about 5 grams per stripe. And yeah, so I have enough. So I'm doing them concurrently, I guess. So first I do the lace section on the My Kind of Christmas shawl, and then I do the stripe. I don't know how I feel about it because they're different sections. So then I'll just do that. I'll say that I do the next section on the My Land of Sweets cowl. So, and I have messed it up. I put markers where I added an extra yarn over in 2 spots. So on the next row I'm gonna have to fix it. And I have made mistakes like that in this shawl. One time I had to go back, because I knew I made a mistake. I did knit 2 together across a row when I was supposed to do a slip knit, I think, or vice versa. And I was like, oh, it's fine, it won't matter. I got a few more rows in, and I was like, this looks terrible. I need to redo this. But I didn't want to take back, whatever, like 8 rows. So I took a needle and some waste yarn and just went in and out through the stitches of a row, the row I wanted to pick up. It was a pain in the butt. And I was very worried that I was not going to pick up enough stitches or miss one or something, but it worked out. I fixed it. And then there was another row. Oh gosh. There was another row where I got to the end. Oh gosh, I don't even know. Okay, so I got to the end of I don't know how to describe it. So I did the row, I did the purl row, and then I was going back to do the next row, and I was like, I don't have enough stitches, these aren't matching up, what is going on? So I tinked back, and then I went through and looked, like, at each, like, okay, I did the knit 2 together, the yarn over, blah, 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 and I found 7 spots where I missed a yarn over. So that was fun. I didn't tank back anymore. I just on the purl, because I tanked back the purl row, so I think I tanked back the purl row, so I redid the purl row, and on that row I picked up, I just made a stitch where I messed up or forgot the yarn over. So it worked out. Can't tell. Yeah. So those are my Advent knits and Advent fun things that came with it. Okay. This is the next color that I am going to start today. I have 25 minutes to finish this. Tory's has an appointment, and then he'll be back out to work. I have the week off because I was going to max out my vacation time. Yeah, so where I work, you accrue, well, at least for me, I accrue 8 hours of vacation a month and 4 hours of sick every other week. And you can accrue up to 120 hours of vacation time, and then it stops unless you use it. So I was almost at 120 hours. I was like, I have to take some vacation. So I took the week of Thanksgiving and the week of Christmas off because my boss is awesome and the best. Yeah. And I'm still gonna have 77 hours of vacation after this because I only had to use 6 days because we got paid for Thanksgiving and the day after Thanksgiving, and we're getting paid for Christmas Eve and the day of Christmas. Yeah. So that's fun. Also, side note, you know how when people are just like, oh my gosh, I need a day, I'm not going into work, and then you call your boss and you're like, oh, I'm sick, blah, blah, blah. My boss is like, you don't have to lie to me. Just say you need a mental health day and it's fine. So, yes, best boss ever. Okay. Oh, one more thing. Wait, nope, I already showed you that. Never mind. Okay. 2 more projects. I can do this. Oh my gosh, I love this stuff. It's the lip balm by Tuft Woolens, and it is her lavender apple. I love it so much. It's so great. I use it every day, multiple times a day. Okay, so I'd wanted to get a ton of projects done in November so that I have a clean slate and could just do my Advent knitting. And I did it a lot sooner than I anticipated. I completed them and I was like, well, what am I going to work on now? So I cast on something that I've shown this before. Shoot, did I think it just showed the yarn. Anyway, I cast on Washed Out by Locatelli. It's gorgeous. I love it. It is again a lot of lace. I'm going to be a pro at lace, guys. One nice thing about lace is like I'm learning, like I could read my stitches before, but I'm getting better at it, so especially in my kind of Christmas shawl, I can look at the row before and be like, this stitch isn't supposed to, this isn't what's supposed to go here. And yeah, anyway, whatever. Okay. So when I started this, I was like, holy crap, I cannot get over how gorgeous this yarn is. And I still look at it, it's like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's, I've said it before, it's by Marigoldjen. She closed her shop. I looked it up. Sorry, guys. Okay. Again with the needle stoppers. I don't know which side is the right side. Okay, this is the right side. I didn't get very far. And there are two colors in here. You can't super tell unless you look really closely. I think as I go when the rows get not longer, but there are more rows in a row of the second color, it'll be more obvious. So this is, it's like washing out. It's not that bright. It's a lot darker than that. But it's so pretty. And this one is lighter than that. Alright, anyway. So this is my color A, color B, and color C. So pretty. I'm excited. I'm gonna finish my Advent knitting and then get back to this. So yeah, it's fun. It's just really it's so pretty. Like, I just stare at it. The yarn is so pretty. Yep. Okay, another thing. So I ordered some stitch markers a while ago. I feel like it was around Black Friday, so maybe a month. And with the postal service being so backed up, I only just got them today. And they're so pretty. Look at this. It's AdoreKnit on Etsy. Oh, it's so cute. They're so good. There's another set. I don't remember where I put them. They're in one of my project bags. I don't remember which one. We'll see. So, I used to not get the point of Notions pouches. Because I have like this plastic container where it's separated into sections. It's just a small one. It's got four small sections in the front and then a long one in the back. So I just like put my needles and my cable needles and scissors and stitch markers and row counters in there. And I was like, I don't need Notions pouches. And then a while ago, I just decided to use them. I don't remember why, but I did. And I'm like, oh, now I get it. Because now it's just in my bag and I can pull it out and grab it really quick instead of going to my knitting basket and rifling through it. So what I do is I have this tin. It's got a magnet on the bottom. So I put my stitch markers in there and then a needle. And they don't fall out. Or it's easy for them to stay in. I don't know. Yeah. So stitch markers and a needle, and then I have another needle in here for some reason, and scissors. Yeah. And I only had a couple of scissors and a couple of Notions pouches. So I was like, I want some more. So I ordered some more scissors and magnetic tins, and I ordered a couple stitch correctors to go in some of the bags. yeah, I like it. It's cool. It's good. Oh yeah, and I had to order some Notions pouches, but the shop that I love her bags. So what is it? AnomalousMind. I love her bags, and I got some of her Notions pouches at a yarn fair, festival, whatever. They're just like this. Really simple. They're perfect. The problem is, well, that's fun. Just gonna put this there. I don't know what to do right now. I spilled my coffee. That's fun. I didn't like the fabric of the ones she had available. So I was like, well, that stinks. Yeah, so I went on Etsy and tried to find some, and I thought I found some that I liked, and then they came in the mail. They were not what I anticipated. Where is it? Okay. Super cute. Adorable. I ordered 2 for me and 1 for Tory. The problem is that it's really thick. It's normal fabric, but the lining is really thick. It's too thick. And then if you open it, there's so much extra fabric on the inside. It's not necessary. They were cheap. They were less than $5, so I'm sure I can find something to do with it, but darn. Okay. Last project. About 10 minutes. Okay. I don't know if I've shown this before. I don't. What is this? Oh, this is in my socks. Oh, yeah. Okay. This is the other one that I got from AdoreKnit. Okay. It's a sheep with yarn balls for wool. And a cute little birdhouse. And same random stitch markers. So, yes. Someone that was in my sock project. Okay. Sweater. It is the Officesweater. Let me find it. Nope, not that one. Nope. This one. The Officesweater by Knit Fitter. I am knitting the largest size. My gauge is pretty on point, I think. I don't think it's a very size inclusive pattern if this ends up fitting me, because I'm knitting the largest size. I'm not a large person. So I am almost done with the shoulder increases. Yeah. And it's, what is it? It's a combination of a raglan and saddle shoulder. Yeah, so it's on the very last row of increases, and I am gonna separate for the sleeves. So, and I am this is Knit Picks Brava Sport. It's 100% acrylic. It's pretty soft. It is a yarn I was using for a different sweater. I can't remember the name of it. sorry. That is a gorgeous sweater, but I got to the back panel and it wasn't making sense. I don't know if it was just me or if the pattern wasn't written well, and I didn't, oh jeez, excuse me, I didn't take a gauge swatch, and so the size I fit was too small anyway when I tried it on. So I'm literally pulling it out of this sweater and knitting it into this sweater, which I think is kind of hilarious. Yeah, I think it's the Seraphim colorway. So, and I'm knitting it on US 6s, I believe. Yep, US 6. So, I guess there's not much to talk about with that one. So yeah, I think I have one more thing. So apparently all of my socks decided that they were going to wear out at the same time. And they always wear out right here, on the sole of my foot, like right before the start of the toe. And it's really annoying and I don't know what to do about it. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's a way you can reinforce that bit when you knit it, but I don't know exactly, like, I don't know, I'd have to measure it and see. Anyway, I had an idea. I was like, what if instead of fixing it, I just reuse this bit and knit a shorty sock? I have to think about it, because I held it up to my foot. I don't think it would, like, I know I'd have to do contrasting heels, toes, and cuffs for that to even, like, think about working. Yeah, it might work, but I wouldn't want to do socks with this again anyway, because it has no nylon in it. So, yeah, just a thought. That is all I've got. Yep. So, oh, I had a funny story about Remy, and I don't remember what it was. Oh, I do remember. So we assumed he was a picky eater because at home he just eats carbs and fruit, essentially. So then the other day, yesterday, I dropped him off at daycare, and the teacher was trying to get another kid to eat his breakfast. And she was like, Remy will eat it, he'll eat anything. And I was like, what? Excuse me? He does not do that at home. And she's like, yeah, he'll eat anything. We call him our garbage disposal. And the little punk had the nerve to, like, stand there like, I like to eat. I was like, you little... So, yeah. I will feel a lot less guilty saying, no, this is what you're going to eat. Can't have this until you eat that. And that also explains, because a week ago maybe, he was sitting next to Tory and he's like, oh, I want to eat your pepperoni. Just was like eating the pepperoni. And we were like, what? Or what is happening to our child? Now I know why, because he's a little punk. Yeah. So, that's my child, trying to pull a fast one, which I'm not remotely surprised by because kids act different in different settings, and I know that firsthand because I used to work with kids. Yep. So, alright, well, bye.